Good morning, guys, on this beautiful day. This is Chris, and I have your verse of the day coming from Galatians 5:22 through 23. And it reads, But the fruit of the Spirit is love, joy, peace, patience, goodness, kindness, faithfulness, gentleness, self control. Against such there is no law. I want to break down what each fruit of the spirit is, and we're going to start today with love. Um, there's a scripture that says, there's now abideth faith, hope, and charity, these three. But the greatest of these is love. There is another scripture that says that we are to love our neighbors as Christ loves the church. We're to love each other like Christ loves the church. So, the type of love that God is talking about is the agape love. It is an unconditional love. It is the highest form of love. It is a sacrificial love. So we are to love each other. He gives this command so many times throughout the Bible. We are to have love for each other, real love, unconditional love, unwavering love, undying love. We are to have that type of love to each other, not just in a relationship, but with outside of relationships with people we don't know. We are still supposed to show godly love to other people. We are supposed to consider others over ourselves. That is the way that we show love to other people. But like I said, God has said so many times that the greatest commandment is to love. There's another scripture of 1 Corinthians 13:7, I believe. It says that love bears all things, it believes all things, it hopes all things, it endures all things. There's another scripture that says that love covers a multitude of sin. There, there is another scripture that when it talks about the biblical definition of love, it says that love keeps no evidence of wrongdoing. So, without love, our God-given gifts have no meaning. We have to have love. We have to have love. We have to be filled with love. We have to show love. Because that is what God calls us to do. Let me see. I had wrote some notes because I wanted to get a lot in with this that I'm probably not going to have time for. Um, but let me see. Without God's love, we can't exercise our God-given gifts to the full potential that He would have them to be at. So, again, those things that God puts in us, He wants us to put them back out into the world, and He wants us to do it with love. So no matter what happens, no matter, who you're mad at, you are still supposed to show love. You are still, no matter the character flaw with a person, you are still supposed to show love, agape love. Now, is it hard to show love sometimes when people have sinned against us? Yes. Yes. But there comes, I always talk about dying to self. When you die to self, then, no, love is not hard. Love is not hard. Loving someone, in true nature is hard when we are still stuck in self, when we are still operating in self, then yes, we can easily say we don't love someone. But when you have true love, you still love them no matter what they do against you, the same way that God does with us. We sin against Him daily. We try not to, but we sin against God daily, and God still loves us. So we are still supposed to have that same love, the same agape, unconditional love for other people, even when they sin against you. I made a reference to Judas. Judas, his sole purpose in life was to betray Jesus. And you got to admit that is one one sole purpose to live your whole life only to betray Jesus. But Jesus already knew this, and so even, he even forgave him. And at the end of it, he said, "Forgive them, for they know not what they do." He still had love for these people. He didn't curse them. He didn't tell, Father, don't let them into heaven or anything. He said, "Forgive them, because they know not what they do." So this is the thing. Even when people sin against us, we have to forgive them, because sometimes hurt people hurt people. They don't know the reason that they do things. They don't know the reason behind what they do sometimes. So, you still have to love them even with their character flaw. Even in their weakness, even in their lack of understanding, we still have to show love to them. We still have to show that kindness. We still have to show, that patience with them. We have to, because that reflects God's love for us. And that reflects that we have God in us when we operate in the fruit of the Spirit, which is love, which God commands us to do so many times throughout the Bible. So that fruit of the Spirit, like I said, is love. You can read, there are so many definitions. There are so many scriptures in the Bible talking about love. And then there is a biblical definition in First Corinthians. Don't make me quote it wrong. But it talks about, love is patient, love is kind, love is not puffed up, love does not envy, love does not boast, does not brag. I can't get the scripture, just right. But, you can look it up just based on the things that I have said. And I also did a verse of the day on that one. But these are all the things that love is. So one thing that love is not is hateful. One thing that love is not is unsure. And so that means that it's not going to waver. How you feel, how the love that you have is never going to waver. God's love for us does not waver. So that was one of the fruits of the Spirit that we're going to talk about today. What we talked about today, which is love. We're going to deal with each fruit of the Spirit throughout this week. So that is what we're talking about this whole week. Galatians 5:22 through 23, the fruits of the Spirit. Today we did love. Tomorrow we'll go to the next one. I love you with the love of Christ. God definitely loves you. Have a blessed, productive, and a great great day. That's not what I wanted to say. I wanted to say another word, but I couldn't remember what that one was. But have a great day. Be blessed.